fire sprinklers. So when they frame the roof, we don't have to head out a single rafter. They you know, and throughout the lower section you'll see some funny wide rafter bays, but we won't have to head a single
Okay,
thing
so
out.
this is really important. This is good. Could you please explain that one more time?
So before we stud walls is we go out and detail out after they finish the floor framing, or you know, if we just had a concrete foundation, is we detail out every single door opening, mark the opening, finished opening, rough opening.
So you're snapping out the interior walls, or just and the openings in them?
Every interior wall,
okay.
Every door opening, and then we fall back, and as they're starting to get their wall packages together, as we come back and snap every single thing that's going to affect the roof framing wall, it's a nice clean slate before you have all these braces and you can't pull big long string lines. So every single cam light, every single uplight, you'll see speakers, bath fans, everything that's going to be up in our framing is we snap it out so we miss it as we're roof framing.
So you can just take that up with a laser. And also, do all your interior walls land on doublers on your joists? You lay that out when you lay out the floor? When they lay out the floor?
As far as down below?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of guys like to put their walls on doublers, you know, or at least on a joist.
This one, it was a little different because they're floor trusses.
Right, right.
So most of our major walls land on, you know, large beams.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we either run perpendicular over the floor joist or try and land one right underneath it.
The whole thing is anticipating the next step. And the next step, and maybe 3 or 4 or 5 steps beyond, right?
Exactly. So yeah, when you're
so that when the HVAC guy's going, where do I run this duct? You're not going, oh shit, I guess we should have thought of that before we.
Or when the plumber, you know, comes to, you know, drill the toilet, is make sure there's not a joist underneath there, because you can't modify a joist. We can't head that out, or a truss.
Yeah. You could head out a joist, but you can't head out a truss.
So the truss, you know, the floor layout, we had to think through all of our plumbing, all of our mechanical. So it's that forward thinking that I think, you know, it just comes with experience, but it becomes invaluable.
And you're the guy.
Yeah,
on the job,
I get to
right?
manage all that fun
stuff.
Yeah,
and get with whoever's the layout guy and the framer guy and go, okay,
well,
or is it just you?
I'm the layout guy, and then we have the framing guy. So I have someone else who, you know, to hold the tape or hold the snap.
But ultimately, you're not leaving the layout to the framer.
No. I mean, they help tremendously, and they have done an amazing job here.
Yeah.
But it ultimately is my responsibility.
And Billy and his boys are that's all they do is bang out framing.
Yep. Yeah, well, they're amazing.
And we used to have, you know, job site giant radial arm saws way back when.
Yep.
Right? You don't see those anymore.
No.
Chop saws maybe. God, look at this beam framing. So, what do you? I guess you could set that with a Genie lift easy enough, but.
Yeah, this one, we built scaffolding to slide it out, and we have got the floor dollies because, you know, we don't have the luxury to get a machine back here.
Yeah. It's just a fun project. Because how about a venue for a project?
Yeah. And
septic?
Yep, that's your rain collection tank.
Is this on septic?
No, this is tied in to the
city sewer?
City sewer, so we had to set a sewer ejection pump out in the street.
Okay, so because Matt thought this was
that's rainwater. That's that new requirement that they're making you collect rainwater now.
Yeah, he thought that was septic, and I thought, no, man, they wouldn't let you have a septic right here. There's no way, man. No way. So you have an ejector pump. So what happens, because shit rolls downhill at quarters to a foot, you don't have that kind of fall.
We're at elevation, we're 8 feet above sea level. So high tide, you're only 2 feet above.
Yeah. So the sewage goes to a collection vault or whatever you call it.
Yep.
Has a float switch, and it comes on and pumps the effluent.
Gives it
so it's got
pressure.
a macerator too.
Yep.
Right? A macerator, so it chews it up.
Chews it up,
that's
spits
what,
it out.
That's what macerator means. How'd you like to have that job? What do you do for a living? Well,
Yep.
I'm macerator. What's your dog's name?
Cooper.
Cooper?
Cooper's a seasoned vet.
You geek boy. You're a veterinarian too. I love that. Oh, what's that? Is there a deck gonna go up there? Or is that?
No, we got transom windows above all of this.
So
There's
this is
tons
a
of
big
transom.
rake roof.
That's a
This
big
is
rake.
big. And what are the is it? So it's gonna be a volume sealant, obviously. Is it
Yep.
gonna be exposed beams or drywall ceiling?
Drywall
TNG?
with a couple faux beams.
Huh.
So
Like
yeah.
box beams? Or,
Yeah, that was for value engineering. Because at one point it was a full wood ceiling with box beams and. But,
we made box beams for Peter's place. If you give me a chance, check it out. Check out that construction because we made in a 2x12 cedar a U-shaped box, and they really look like like they support the.
No, we use box beams all the time. Usually Arc Mill is the one that makes them for us. Yeah, they're a good guy.
You can't go wrong with.
I just met with Joe this morning and spent a bunch of time with them.
Tom and Joe. So when I started doing this work, I worked with Ron, with his dad, right?
Okay,
Ron Matthews, and so I would take stuff to be shaped to them, and I mean they've just always kind of been my gurus, my cabinet and millwork gurus.
Yep. Well,
and their shop is just unreal. God, I love their shop. Actually, I'm super jealous, but then the older I get, the less jealous I am of anybody. So is this a pass-through? What is this?
This another niche for the bathroom.
This is a big shower niche?
Big shower niche.
Wow. I think they got the right idea about niches here. And what are these?
So these
pads.
These pads, we've got larger spans over here, but we've got our gutter detail, and it called for a solid block. But dimensionally, lumber-wise, we couldn't find anything that would work and be cost-efficient. So we worked with the engineer to come up with basically like a truss detail, essentially, and we used 1/8" so we'd have good proper nailing and nails wouldn't punch through.
And that's your blocking.
That's our blocking.
Wow, I love it. And that's blocking for where? Oh, right there.
For this whole, the gutter detail.
Okay, so it's a recess. It's a block below the recess to carry that gutter.
Yep.
Well, you like to chew wood? I know. My dog does too. My wife thinks he's got pica, which is that thing that dog gets where they'll eat anything, but I don't think so. He just likes to chew wood.
This he's done it since he was been a puppy.
TGI 230s. It's really clean, man. So when are your framers back and forth with the roof?
Once we finish this deck framing out here, then we're going to get right back on the roof is the plan.
So the framers are now out doing the decks?
Yep.
I just want to come here every day.
Right? It's constantly just fun stuff coming on. And
one
thing, it's not by any means perfect, and these guys are really experienced, really good framers. They had their layout stick, laid everything out, and they ended up being off by 3/4 of an inch. So even the best framers can make simple mistakes. So it's checking those simple things. So we'd actually stack the roof, so we had to come back in and cut out a top plate and add 3/4 plywood.
Ho. So their elevation was off 3/4.
Their elevation was off 3/4. And with all the height restrictions on the beach, we had to be tight.
Wow.
So,
but somebody saw it at some point before it was too late to fix it.
Well, it played in as we had all our header heights figured out, and it matched up with our ceiling height, and they were off.
So your windows are just the ceilings are gonna plane into the windows?
Yep. Interior and
which
exterior.
is a really tough detail. So when you talk about contemporary details, that's a contemporary detail that's a bear to pull off. You have virtually no slop, right?
Especially with pocket doors.
Oh man.
Because the head's another 2 or 3 inches taller.
Yeah.
So then they just started with, we're gonna notch out all these beams.
Oh, right here. This is what you're talking about.
Yep.
Is this a pocket wall here?
This is pocket door.
Right there, that notch out. I think I'm focused on it, yeah. And then they started doing it here. There it is. Don't ever get old, Alex. Just kill yourself.
No.
Yeah, so detail, they're just like never ending.
Yeah.
And they're not going to stop. I mean, you're just kind of beginning in some ways. You know, not really beginning. You've been into it for a while, but...
Oh, but just it's that forward thinking now is...
Yeah.
You know, you're thinking 3 steps and 5 steps ahead.
And in a job like this, if you don't,
Oh.
you should not be doing this job.
Well, we got a really aggressive schedule and an owner that really wants this done as soon as possible. So that's what we're fighting. Yeah, we're fighting. You know, we can't have those delays because we didn't think of something.
That's stress.
Yeah, that's part of the fun. It just makes you better at what you do.
Yeah, no, that's good. You're right. Because how do you get better if you're not challenged?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
This is definitely, this pushes you.
Yeah, I'll bet. So to date, Alex, for you,
Yeah.
is this your most complex job?
Probably the last project, we just finished one on Padero it was another, you know, that one was actually a fast track job. And I think Peter Kornbluth, told me when I was just starting out, it's you can have, 3 ways. You can either have quality, you can either have speed, or you can have cost, and it's, pick 2.
Yeah.
So he wanted all 3. He dumped the cost and picked the other 2. So that job was really tough. I think it was a year and 6 months for, I think it was 9,000 square feet, but finished to the 9s. And the interior designer, I've never seen anything like it. We finished up the project, turnkey, hand over the keys, and in 5 days, it was fully furnished. You went and client hadn't even been there yet. You go and open a drawer, silverware's there. You go upstairs in the bathroom, his favorite toothpaste is there. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It was a really fun job to be on.
Well, like they say, money talks and bullshit walks.
Yep.
But if you've got the wherewithal, if you've got the funds to do something like that, why not?
Yeah.
People spend their money on a lot.
Yeah, and have you seen these? They're DTZs. It's basically like a hold down for the deck.
No, I never seen them. These here?
Yep.
They're just hanging there. Are they installed?
No, these guys are installed. It's a new detail. I'd never seen them before.
Whoa. Now these are called out?
Yep.
That's interesting. I've never seen those before. And they're stainless as well, I guess. They pretty much have to be if they're outside here.
Yep.
And they're deck hold downs. So they're wow. They're so they go through the ledger and into the rim joist?
Yep.
And they're Titans, is that what they are?
DTZs with a 6-inch SDS screw.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, this thing is it's built to probably withstand some pretty gnarly stuff. I mean,
yeah.
You think about it, this thing could get a wave breaking on it ultimately.
Yeah.
That would
A wave or a mudslide.
Yeah, true.
And so here's what the finished opening will look like once we get it notched out.
For the pocket.
Yep. And these guys do a really nice job where they don't overcut into the beam.
Yeah, that's clean, man. So, in this, obviously, this LVL is engineered to lose 2.5 inches or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was in the structural details.
Yeah. Yeah, which is nice to have that kind of set of plans. It's like where we go, well,
Can I do this?
yeah, is this okay to do?
And that's where, Rich being involved early really helped out.
Yeah, and that's what I find too, is it really helps out. The sooner you get the people that are actually going to do it involved, the better.
Yeah, and this is actually one of the few balloon framed walls.
So this thing is, the walls are stood. All the walls are stood.
Yeah.
And once they come in off the deck, then they'll start. And
All the walls and
are
the
there ceiling joists? I mean, other than what we see, is everything else vaulted or
Everything else is vaulted.
Wow, this thing is gonna have some drama.
Yep.
Dramatic. And then, is this a pocket? No. What is this? A chase?
No, it's a chase. There's a little bit of dead space. And that'll be the study in there. And then with a clear story window above it.
Up here.
Yeah.
Up there, the
Up
clear story.
here,
on
up
there.
here. So there'll be a
So this
ton of
gets
light.
clear story too.
Yep. Pretty much.
West facing.
It all gets clear storied.
Man, what a fun project. It's really fun. Cooper, are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Well, Alex, you are phenomenal. Your project is phenomenal. Really,
Thank you.
really appreciate it a lot. Say
You bet.
bye to Alex, class.
See you guys.